وصلوا بعد دقيقتين. حسن! حسن! حالة بسرعة! حسن بسرعة!
Welcome to Family Awareness Talk Show. After COVID-19, the world has changed. Although there are many disadvantages, still there are some advantages during this period of time. For instance, many families who did not have time gathering together could sit and enjoy watching TV and sharing some ideas. Today's episode is about TV and movies. What do we watch and what do our children watch? What are the things that we usually do not notice on TV or in the cinema? All these questions and other questions, the international director, producer, and actor, Michel Ghanem, will answer them to us. Michel Ghanem, welcome to Family Awareness Talk Show.
Hello, Dr. Michael, and thank you for the introduction.
Thank you. You know, the world has changed after COVID-19. As we said in the introduction, that there are some advantages when family gather together at home, which we have missed during a long time, and many of the Westerners' environment have encouraged people to sit together, and they made books and stories in order to be together and gather together, and in order to work on family ties. COVID-19 have gathered all people together. So first let's start with you as a movie maker and producer and a director. How did it come to your mind to become a movie maker, and who had inspired you first?
Yes, it's a very good question to begin with. Well, as you know, growing up or being raised in a family of poets and philosophers, my parents, my mother and my father, so give you something deep inside of you that you want, you want to be something in this life. You want to make something in this life related to what your parents did. So as I grew up in this atmosphere with my family, so I wanted to take the if you want the line of arts, okay, and this is what made me what I am today as Michel Ghanem, the actor and the producer. I began my career, of course, here in Lebanon as I studied acting, and then I made my master's in film production.
You know, Michel, many people know you in Lebanon and outside this country, that you have come from a very big academic family. For instance, your father was a professor and
a university professor, yes.
University professor, and he had accomplished huge projects of books. And your mom,
46 books, and yes.
And your mom was a university professor too, and of course your cousins and uncles. So didn't you find like some negative points towards you while you wanted to go through the field of making movies? You know, at those times, you know, some of the conservative families didn't like their children to go to acting and movies.
No, not at all. Listen, it's related. I mean, literature and arts are cousins, if you want, in a way. No, I didn't find any obstacles. I mean, from my parents or my family to make what I did. In my opinion, it doesn't have any advantage or any disadvantage, inconvenient to be what your parents were. I mean, arts is what is arts? Arts is what is acting. Acting is how to build up your personality. If you're a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer, any field that you work in, you should have a build-up for your personality, because people sometimes they think that acting is how to act. You should be an actor. It's only a profession. You should study this, okay, and be an actor. No, in my opinion, acting is a build-up for your personality. Even you're a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer, you should know how to negotiate or how to make deals, good deals, successful deals with people. So this is based on the build-up of your personality. Okay, so it was a passion for me since I was young. It was a passion. It was maybe it was a purpose or. I love what I do. I love what I do. I love what I do.
You were saying since you were young.
Yes.
You know, actually, it's good to mention that it's not only being an actor in movies or making documentaries and the huge work.
And any other thing, yes.
You are a man of a theater. You make plays and you yourself act in plays. And you know, I am one of your fans, and I was one of your audience.
Thank you.
I saw that people, you know, had huge reactions whenever you are on the stage. So how much do you feel that you give a good impact to the young generation while you're on theater or you're in a movie?
Yes, good question. Listen, I began my career, now I work in theater, as we all know, and as you know, and TV and cinema. But I began my career as an actor in theater, and then director, and after that producer. So giving the messages to young generations. As you know, we have done 3 plays in 2012, 13, and 14. Okay, it was targeted for young generation, for schools. So entertaining kids or students and giving them good messages. Okay. Is something that maybe you should do, okay, especially for the young generation, because as you know, we're living in a country that nothing works here. So theater is something that you know, it's a passion. It's a passion that. You reflect what's inside of you, okay, in theater.
Yes, you know, what I also know about you, Nash, I know many things about you. So last summer you had some plays for children, for school children, and you made many activities at schools.
Yes.
In cooperation with Maya.
My
Ghanem.
fiancée, yes,
with
my future wife.
Your future wife. So how much do you consider adding things to parents as well as you add things to the children in your works? Because I know that parents like also to watch your works.
Listen, adding things last summer, yes, we made a colonie de vacances or a summer camp, as we know. It was also for children. Working with the youngest or with the children is something that also make an addition, okay, on your adds on your personality. And as you know, Maya is a teacher. She's a French teacher, okay, and she loves also interacting with the youngest generation. So it was a good experience. It was a good experience.
You know, you are a multi-talented person. You know, since I myself, I've written, I've had, you know, worked on a very big project, which is 25 story series.
Yes.
For kids. In each story, you know, I had lots of work to do, and I worked with other Westerners who are still working in the big academic field worldwide. So I know how it is critical and how much you have to be meticulous working with kids.
Exactly.
But plus, it gives you a joy to work with kids. How much this had been close to your heart?
Working with kids. Well, as previously mentioned, it's listen. Before working with kids, you should you have to love kids. Okay, you have to love kids. I would work I would work with kids till the end. I mean, I love kids. I love kids.
Yeah, we all love
Yes.
kids. You know, that's why we are here today. Actually, I want you to tell us about the subliminal messages. They are in cartoons and some movies that, you know, family must be aware while, you know, taking their children to the movies, or while they are at home watching cartoon. So there are many subliminal messages, and I know that many parents are not aware of. So please, you have to give us a full advice regarding each of these things.
Yes, sure. There are subliminal messages in many movies. Okay, so as we all know that sometimes, as you said, in cartoon, even in cartoon, okay, there are hidden content, hidden content in some movies, and sexual content, and you know. So my advice to the parents and to the families and to the children is to be aware of what they watch, and to watch a movie with a good content. Any kind of movie. It could be an action movie or a love story or a comedy or any kind of movies, but it should be with a good content. Okay. This is my advice to families in
Yes,
general.
you know, there are some new cartoon movies actually. They have like a French kiss. It's cartoon, but they have French kiss in the cartoon, and they say, for me as an academic, they say like, you know, let it go. You know, the word "let it go."
Yes.
To say it to someone who is like 5 to 7 years
Yes.
old, you are building, in my opinion, a passive mentality for the children, and they can, you know, be like, let's say, aggressive towards their parents when the parents give them commands. So how
Exactly.
much is this true?
So because they are building up their personality, you know, their flexible personality at a certain age, and they're saying some words without knowing what they mean. Okay, as you have said that let it go. Let it go. It's I don't want to say it's impolite, or it's not, you cannot say it to anyone. I mean, even a child on your age, or even to your parents. So this is some of the messages that are, if you want, showing in some movies. Okay,
Yeah.
in some movies,
You know,
sometimes in big productions.
yeah,
In,
no, you
yes.
are expert in this. That's why I want to ask you, how families, parents can be aware of what their children should watch, and how they can protect their children, of watching such contents.
Listen, Michael, as I previously mentioned, just watch a movie with a good content, only the good content. Any kind of movie, you can watch action, you can watch any kind of movie, love stories, historical movies, but it should be a movie with a message, with a content. This is my advice in general.
Yeah, do you advise parents to watch a movie or a cartoon before they expose their children to that?
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes, even myself, I didn't notice about, like, you mentioned some of the movies have sexual contents.
Exactly.
I didn't know it, but when I was making my researches before I wrote my story series, I wanted to make something unique, something educative, something pure academic, and something that helps families to be together. So how can parents notice these sexual contents, and what do you advise exactly that parents must allow their children to watch in order to build up a good mentality and good way of thinking?
Listen, Michael, as we all know, in let's take Hollywood. In Hollywood, on every 13 movies, okay, they produce, you have 6 movies that fail, okay, and 6 movies that return back the investment, okay, and only 1 movie that make a blockbuster or a hit. Okay, so what I want to say is, producing movies is not something new. So you produce, you have 400, 500, 600 movies per year. Okay, let's take
Wow.
this is only in Hollywood. So not all the movies, okay, are good movies. Not all the movies are good movies. So from that 500 or 600 movies, you could have only 10 movies or 8 movies or 12 movies. So because of that, I always say, choose your movie. Choose your movie.
Yes.
Watch a movie with a good content. Choose
Yeah.
it.
We are the generation of The Sound of Music.
It was filmed in 1965, okay,
Yes.
and it's now we're in 2020, and you can watch the movie of it as if it was filmed last year or 5 years.
Yes,
ago.
and at this
So-
time, what I know with my very, very small expertise, that there was a huge box office on
At
that
the time,
movie.
at the
Yeah,
time.
at that time there was a huge box office, like not in comparison with Ben-Hur, which had the biggest actually big box office till our days.
They're old days.
So those contacts, for example, like Pinocchio, I still watch it, and for example, like Smurfs, in every episode there was a message, Farid Hanna and I don't know the other guy, Joseph Berbera,
Yes.
and another person. They worked so hard in order to bring an ethical message out of these cartoons, which we still watch. What happened? What happened to the ethical contents that even our children will watch today? there's a huge difference between, actually, you know, at those times, they worked hard. You know, I'm not like adding to the bad cons, like, for example, some of the Lion King movies, the new virtual reality
yes.
movie was really a great success. But, you know, there's a huge production now that we are afraid to expose our children to. What
Exactly.
happened to the movie making?
Yes, Michael, the world, unfortunately, the world has changed, you know, to worse, to worse.
Although with the technology is better.
Exactly. So even the internet is reflecting its bad side also to the new generation, and to it has a good side, definitely, but it's also reflecting the bad side to the new generation, and even to all kind of jobs, to movie makers, to you know, to, so we should know what to take, okay, or what to see on the internet. Not any content, okay, is a good content.
Not all the contents are good contents.
Not
yes.
all the contents
Are
are
good
good
contents.
contents. Exactly.
You know, we all have smart TVs at homes now, and on the TV we have YouTube. So we try to protect our children. And what do you think? You know, YouTube company doesn't know about the contents they add for cartoon, and sometimes they have subliminal messages, and they have advertisements that are not for kids. What's happening around the world
Listen,
now?
YouTube is better. I mean, it's a good site. It's a better. They are working as a site. YouTube. They are better than other applications or sites, because they are banning or deleting, you know, all contents that terrorist content, sexual contents. So they are banning many years ago. Okay, they are banning the bad contents. But you have other sites. Okay, YouTube is you know, it's a known, it's a well known site.
You know,
But you have
yeah, just like, you know, to mention to our viewers that YouTube, you know, whenever you want to upload a movie or something short on your channel, they ask you whether it's for kids or not for kids.
exactly.
But the issue, there are hackers on YouTube sometimes, and like recently, you know, there was something like, you know, kill yourself. You know, it was like a doll.
Yeah, and it was, yes, it was on YouTube for a short time of short period of time, but it was deleted or banned, I think,
Yes.
after that. Yes.
You know, what are your plans for adults and for children as well for the near future?
Listen, my plans, I always have good plans, but unfortunately we stopped, or we paused a little bit after the corona COVID-19 pandemic, and I still have plans. We are hopefully next summer we will make plays, okay, more than one play, 2 plays, theater, okay, for children, and we will run again the summer camp, okay, always giving the kids good messages, building up their personality, okay, in our way, the way that we were raised on, and we always have good plans for our future generation, our children.
You know, before COVID-19, people were not like going to the movies like before, or not going to the theaters like before.
Yes.
But gathering with friends these days, and not using the smart tools as much as we love to interact with each others. Do you think COVID-19 had offered the society an awareness towards families and towards humanity?
Definitely, yes. It had a good side also. It projected, because recently we are working a lot. We forgot our families. We forgot our children, our wives, COVID-19 in a way, yes, it gathered, it made a changement, and it gathered again the families, not only it gathered the families, they are eating, they are having lunch together again, and dinner, and they are watching movies, and they are discussing. They forgot a little bit the internet or the smartphones, or it has a good way, in my opinion.
Yes, it's always a good way to be with the families. And when we sit together as families and we talk to our children, so we can know their problems. And sometimes, the kids will ask their parents to watch with them. This will add bonding to the father and the mother, as well as to the children. What are the tips you like to give to the parents now towards watching, so we can end this way? Just to give us small tips to the parents. We are still protecting ourselves from getting infected from other people.
Listen well and communicate. As you know, communication between the member of a family is a very important thing. So unfortunately, in our recent days, nowadays, we are a little bit, we forget how to communicate with our family. So the tips: listen well, communicate, watch out your children, let them build up their personality, and always let them watch good movies, okay, with good content.
Yes, amazing. One last question I want to ask you. How much do you recommend that parents allow their children to watch TV, to sit on TV, to watch 30 minutes, 1 hour, or 2 hours? And why?
Depending on the age, but not more than 1 hour and a half or 2 hours, because TV in some point. Listen, TV in some point, is not very healthy, okay, for children, because you open TV, you can watch a good movie, or you can watch cartoons, or you can watch the news, okay, but in some point until the age of 13 or 14 or 15, okay, don't let your children watch, sit on TV for
a long time.
Okay, so in my opinion, 2 hours are enough.
Yes, amazing. Michel Ghanem, director, producer, and actor. Thank you so much for the awareness you have given us towards watching TV and watching movies for the adults and for the children. Thank you for watching us. Keep aware of what your children watch, and you yourself watch what you want your children to watch before they watch. Thank you.
Thank you.